All right, so here's a question for you. Ever thought you could learn algebra from the Bible? Yeah, it's probably not a question that's ever crossed your mind, but believe it or not, we got our hands on a 6th grade math textbook that does just that, and we're going to break down exactly how it works.
I mean, what could algebra and ancient scriptures possibly have in common? They seem like they're from totally different universes, right? You've got abstract math over here and ancient faith way over there. But the whole point of the textbook we're looking at is that they actually have everything in common.
Yup, this is our source material for today's explainer, a book called Patterns and Equations, Bible-Based Math for Grade 6. We're just going to dive into a single lesson from this book to really see how this pretty unique teaching method actually works in practice. Okay, so let's get into the big idea here, finding patterns in faith. At its core, the whole philosophy is this. The universe, as the Bible presents it, is super orderly and just jam-packed with patterns. So this curriculum basically says that math is the language we use to describe that divine order. Learning about equations, then, isn't just math, it's like you're discovering the hidden patterns within your own faith.
So, the lesson kicks off by defining an equation in a really simple way. It says an equation is just a rule that explains a pattern that repeats or grows. And this simple definition is absolutely key. Why? Because it lets them treat these huge biblical stories not just as stories, but, well, almost like data sets that have their own internal logic.
And here is where it all really clicks into place. I mean, think about it. Every math textbook you've ever seen tries to connect equations to the real world, right? But in this book, the real world isn't about, how fast 2 trains are going or how much money is in a bank account. No, it's a world defined by biblical events, stuff like training soldiers, praying every day, or helping other people.
All right, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like when you put it into action? Let's jump right in and break down the first example from the lesson.
First up, we have an example from the story of Gideon's army. The textbook sets up a super simple pattern here. For every round of training, a specific number of new soldiers show up. And if you look at the data table here, you can see the relationship is just perfectly linear. After 1 round of training, you've got 12 soldiers. After 2 rounds, boom, 24 soldiers. And it just keeps going like that. This really predictable growth is the pattern that the whole lesson is zeroing in on. And what does that give us? Well, here it is. That really clear pattern gets translated into a nice, simple algebraic equation, y equals 1/2 x. And this is the absolute core of the method. You've just taken a story about faith and war and turned it into a predictable, solvable math problem. Kind of wild, right? Okay, so to prove this isn't just a one-off trick, the lesson immediately pivots. We go from the battlefield all the way to a really personal story of devotion. This time, it's about Hannah's prayers. And what do you know? We see the exact same thing happen again. The number of prayers Hannah says each week creates another clean, totally predictable set of data. And that, in turn, gives us our second equation, y equals 5x. The math, the logic behind it is exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you're talking about soldiers or prayers. Yeah, and when you put them side by side like this, the whole teaching strategy just becomes crystal clear. You can take basically any story that has a constant rate of change and turn it into a simple algebra problem. It really drives home the idea that the same mathematical laws are at work in every single part of this worldview. So after showing the method twice, it's time for the student to try it out. The homework is all about making them use this pattern-finding skill on a whole bunch of new biblical stories. And just look at these homework problems. The scope is massive. You've got everything from Paul's letters in the New Testament to Noah's Ark back in Genesis. The whole point is to get the student to see this mathematical structure, not just in a couple of stories, but, well, pretty much everywhere. So, what's the final equation? What's the ultimate point of all of this? Well, the lesson makes one final move. It connects the confidence a student feels when they solve a math problem directly to their confidence in their faith. The whole lesson wraps up with this verse from Philippians. See, the final equation here isn't mathematical at all, it's theological. The big takeaway is that the same predictable, powerful force that you see in these math patterns, well, that same strength is available to the student to help them with all of life's challenges. So in the end, this textbook is just a really fascinating case study, isn't it? It shows how a specific worldview can completely reshape a subject that most of us think of as totally neutral, like math. And it really leaves us with a much bigger question to think about. How does what we believe change how we learn?